Happy CEO Monday, guys. So, what a packed weekend. Now, I had a really packed weekend, but it was packed with family stuff. And if you have been following me, or if you noticed that I talk business all the time, but I definitely have this past year focused on family. And this weekend, I definitely gave a lot more to family than business. And so I'm proud of that. I'll celebrate myself for that, because I think we always can do better with celebrating ourselves. So that's one. So I was exhausted. Got in really late from my little cousin's wedding. It was absolutely beautiful. Constant reminders of love and connection, and life changes are always good. So I came off of that, but we flew in really late, and so I only had a couple hours of sleep. However, I had a lot of stuff that I had to do today. So today's focus really was around time, and I want to share a couple of things with you around time that impacts you and I as leaders, but also impacts our staff. And so I have done an activity for some time now called time tracking, and I don't know if you guys have ever done it. But I have done it, do it, and go back and do it at particular times. And I have taught my admin team how to do the same. Why? Because time is money, right? That's a saying that we've all heard, but it is real. And time is money, and time is something we can never get back. And here's what I, kind of learned today, or looked at a little differently, is when we really calculate something, we really get to see the impact. So in 1 week, there's a total of 168 hours. That's it. How we use that time really dictates what we have or show as a priority. So something that you can easily do is kind of calculate and track your time. And you have to do it over a period of time, not just one day or 1 week, because some weeks, especially in our childcare world, it looks one way one week, the next week a little different. But if we give ourselves, say, 4 weeks, we can kind of get an average of how we're spending our time. And we can chunk it up into groups and see, here's where I'm sleeping, here's where I'm eating, I'm in meetings, I'm working, family time, social. You can really see how you are spending your time, and that is how you can determine how you want to take a shift. Do you want to spend time doing something else or doing other tasks? And here's the pivotal moment. Not only are we doing that personally, but we're doing it with our team, because whenever we get to a point where we may start to experience non-compliance, we may have ratio issues, we may have paperwork issues, or some departments not doing as well as they should. We're trying to figure out why enrollment is an issue, why staffing an issue. Sometimes everyone is not spending enough time focused on what they were hired for and what's most important in the business. Who knows what we're doing? Who knows what each staff person is really doing? And us as leaders and business owners, we need to tap into that so that we can see where our time is going, where our staff time is going, and ultimately where our money is going. And that is how we can better utilize our funds, our time, our resources. So that's like a quick activity that you can easily do. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does take some commitment. It really can impact you. And I'm getting ready to bring this back to my staff. We don't do it every single week, but there's times when it's like, I think we need to take a step back and see where everyone is spending their time. So that's one. The other thing is, and it is related. I was moderating a session in a conference, and the conversation was around the Maslow's hierarchy of need. And we in early childhood education, we have learned that. And this is applicable to not only children, and I want to share with you because it is applicable to adults as well. And basically it shows you the different layers in a pyramid form of the needs of humans and what they ultimately need in order to be well physiologically and mentally, and things that they have to have in order to thrive. And so the bottom portion of it are a lot of those needs where we need food, we need shelter, we need love and things like that. And they are considered the deficiency space. And if someone does not have those things, then they can't thrive. And then it's the top portion where, you add on top of, these aren't things like food and things that you must have, but they are really the opposite side. They're kind of like the growth part. And so if we think about that in terms of ourselves individually, where are we not giving ourselves enough of what our body needs, our mind needs? And this goes back to time. If we are not spending enough time doing the things that we have to have that will help us thrive, that's when we have burnout and we're overwhelmed. And because we are the models in our businesses and our programs, we have to do it first. And then we have to teach our team how to do it. I think sometimes we hire people and we think they have all the tools. No, we are the first coaches. Please know that, whether you put a coach on your name or not, if you're a business owner or director, you really have the role of a coach. And so we have to mentor our teams up and get them also to understand, for them to identify their needs. But sometimes we as leaders have to identify the needs of our staff. So I just want you to take some time this week to think about, right, these CEO Day topics, and look at time, look at resources, look at where the money is going, equating to time, and then check in with your team. It doesn't have to be checking in, telling them what you're doing, but take a moment to look at your team and kind of see how they're doing, whether they're saying it or not. Check in, spend time, see what's going on with your team, because sometimes their needs are not being met, and that is why we're having high turnover, or that is why we have a struggle in the culture of our programs. It's those type of things. We have to go back to the basics, okay? I will share another resource. Connect with me. I will be sharing more. Happy CEO Day.